name is Tyler Layton. My birth date is November 11th, 1999. My favorite, my best accomplishment would be getting first team for WCAL for football. This was a very difficult thing for me because the people I was surrounded with are like D1 athletes and things like that, and much better than me, or what, much bigger, I guess. Yeah, I still worked hard and I played hard, and I got to the position where I think I deserve to be. One piece of advice that I give to myself is somewhat kind of like in football, where I can, I constantly persisted. I constantly kept on fighting. That's something that I need to do in the future as well. Things are going to be hard. Things were hard in football. Things were hard socially for me. I've gone through a lot of things, yet I still push through it all. And things are going to even get more difficult. I'm 18 now. I have responsibility for myself. And I'm going to have to start paying for my own rent and things like that. And eventually have a family and deal with children and things like that. And I
found the choice for the candy. Your peppermints is the truth. I'm pessimistic on Monday. If I had tweaked them,
so what is your name?
My name is Ethan Mattis.
Okay. So I have a couple questions for you today. How do you know me?
I know you because you're my best friend, and yeah, we play football together, and yeah.
Okay. How have I grown since high school, or since you've known me?
Well, I first met you in religion class, and the first time I met you, I was like, hey, this guy's pretty funny, but he's also really loud like me. So I was like, can two loud people be friends? And then from then, you've grown, because at first I was like, oh, he's a football player, like football players are, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm also a football player after I started playing football, and you were a lot more open with me, if that makes sense. So you grew from being what I thought was a one-dimensional to two-dimensional or three-dimensional.
Okay. What is a preconceived notion that people have about me?
Well, I feel people are like, oh, Tyler's loud, or maybe he's very football player, whoo, but there's a soft side to you that I feel people don't know about. You like music, and people really don't know that, and I feel people should know that.
Okay. How have I influenced you?
Well, you've been with me through bad times and good, and we've sweat together, we bled together, we cried together, through football and all of our workouts and whatnot. So, you're a brother.
Okay. One thing that you've learned from me?
I've learned grit. Just I've learned to be persistent. I feel you're a very persistent person. So I've learned to be to go through hard times, and because at the end of it there's good, and if you struggle for a small while, there's going to be good at the very end of it. So I've learned that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You gotta move slowly. Taking in my body like it's holy.
Okay, so what is your name?
My name is Dominic O'Neill Torregrosa.
I'm going to be asking you a couple questions today. So first of all, how have I inspired you?
You have inspired me to be better on and off the field since I've known you since 7th grade. And I'll always turn to you and be like, oh, this guy's always giving 110%, and that's what I want to kind of be like.
Okay. Since 7th grade till now, how have I changed as a person?
Well, physically first, you changed because you were a tiny twig when I first met you, and now you're big, bulky, strong football player, strong-minded, and also you matured in a way not a lot of people do, with the way you carry yourself on and off the field, and then the way you carry yourself around school, with the maturity that you have in talking to others and giving knowledge that you have towards others.
Okay. What's one preconceived notion that people have about me?
That you're a dumb jock and you only lift weights and that's all you're good at, but you're actually pretty damn smart and not only a good football player, but will know a bunch about cars and a bunch of life facts that people need to know about.
What's one good memory that you have of me?
One good memory is probably freshman year when you just knocked the crap out of the St. Francis kid, who's currently going to go to Cincinnati for basketball. And Miss Jackson, I know you went to St. Francis, so I just wanted to get that in there. But yeah, it was just that was probably one of the awesome things where you're just like, oh crap, he's laid that kid out, and he's from St. Francis, and my mom was St. Francis too, so that was always an awesome moment.
And then what's one lesson that you've learned from me?
Do not lead with my head, since you always lead with your head, and then in football, and then you either get a concussion or do something very clumsy, and to be aware of my surroundings, because you're a very clumsy person. I never forget when you almost broke your ankle just walking on stairs. So always be aware of your surroundings.
Okay. Store 2 a.m. Got some mango high, choose a bag of chips. Rolling.